We are talking about a very sensitive issue. It's menstruation.
For me, it's if we don't bleed, it's like we have a problem.
Do you think sex education is important?
Mostly India.
लोग इसके बारे में बात करते नहीं है.
Young people talking about sex is a bad thing, but then when old people talk about sex, it's a different thing because they know much more.
What's up? हेलो फ्रेंड्स, इट्स ट्यूब बोस फ्रॉम व्हाट्सएप इंडिया। आज हम फिर से आ गए स्ट्रीट पे एक नए टॉपिक के साथ। आज का जो टॉपिक है ये बहुत ही एक सेंसिटिव टॉपिक है। इट्स मेंस्ट्रुएशन पीरियड, लाइक व्हाट गर्ल्स हैज टू गो थ्रू व्हेन दिस पीरियड कम्स, लाइक व्हाट आर ऑल मिथ्स दैट आर बिलीव्ड इज ट्रू और नॉट. If we want to know the topic, we have to come on street. Let's find out. Come on. So the question is, actually the topic is very sensitive topic. It's menstruation. What is menstruation?
It is a phase where which every girl goes through.
It's a natural thing. What else should I say?
It's a very regular thing to girls. It's a very bad part of our society. You can see the girls that they are very badly harassed by people.
It's a natural process.
Girls go through periods. Yeah, that's called menstruation.
According to me, it's girls' right, menstruation. Yes.
It's a normal process, like every human being should know this, not irrespective of their gender. It's common and it's nothing to hide basically.
Like what to say, it's something like a girl should have and boys should not make fun of it.
It's a natural process. If it doesn't happen to a girl, I think that's weird, but if it happens to a girl, it's like really common, really good thing to have.
See, everyone knows that we girls, we bleed every month, like after 27 days or something like that, we bleed. And it is a process of the impure blood getting out of our body, of our system, which, helps us in reproducing well.
Yeah, well, it's a biological process. There's nothing to be ashamed of,
Basically, if we don't have menstruation, then I think you won't be here, right? Like, so it's common.
What are all myth are all about this period? Like ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते.
Yeah, that is something very irritating. Like we people face like you can't go to the temple, you can't enter the temple, you can't touch this, you can't touch that, you can't have food with other members of the family. They give a separate thali for us.
The main thing for the girls is that they are not allowed to enter any temple during this time, especially in the southern part of India.
I don't believe in these all things, right? I think it's a natural thing.
Yeah, like I have heard, basically I'm a Christian, so I don't know much, but maybe she could, tell you more about the temple thing.
We are not allowed to go to kitchen. We are not allowed to have pickles and all.
And I have heard some women calling me impure. Like I was like, what? Why? Like just because I'm bleeding, it's just the impure blood getting out, right? Why make such a fuss about it? So that's it, being called impure, that is really a bad thing. Like why would you call someone impure just because that person is bleeding?
We cannot touch the gods and all bullshit things people say.
Some people, they are not even allowed to enter the kitchen, and they are not even allowed to sit for the pujas and all. Come on man, माँ काली का भी होता था. In fact, like every woman goes through this stage.
सोसाइटी में जो होता है, फैमिली में जो होता है, जो कहते हैं कि इतने दिनों से हो रहा है, अब ये नहीं कर सकते, अब किसी टेंपल में नहीं जा सकते हो, किचन में नहीं घुस सकते हो, ये ना कर सकते हो, ऐसे होते रहते हैं.
No, it's not like that. We can do anything.
That is actually prevalent. We can't help it as of now, but I think these myths, that is why they are called myths. But I think this is very much criticizing, which probably I'm lucky that my family doesn't do this, but I have friends whose family does this. So I think this should be stopped and legal action should be taken for this, because there are girls who get into depression for such discrimination. So I think it's just illegal. I think it's crime. Basically, they are mentally torturing the girl.
How do you say, cornering a girl just because she's bleeding is really bad. Like, and right now in this modern day, I don't think people should do it anymore. It's a just rubbish thing, all these myths and all. So it should be removed and it should be abolished from every part of India and world.
Well, there are many restrictions in our society, and I don't think that should be the case. Girls should be free and free to express themselves, free to go wherever they want, free to wear clothes what they want. That is the entire thing. That is how society should be.
Have you ever faced someone discriminating you?
Yeah, so once I went to a baby shower, and I was bleeding. So like we were having a general talk and I told them that I'm bleeding. So there was this auntie who told me, just keep your baby away from her, like keep that lady who's pregnant away from her because she's bleeding, like she's impure. Just keep her away from the pregnant lady. I was like, okay. I don't even want to talk to her.
I'll go by myself.
Yeah.
Especially to all the women, like being a woman, how can you like see something like that?
Actually, what I feel is women discriminate between all these things more than men do.
Do you believe in them?
No, not at all.
No, absolutely not. My family doesn't believe. I go to temple when I am having on my menstruation days.
Obviously no.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't believe.
Yes, yeah, I believe it.
You believe. Why you believe?
I'm Brahmin, that's why.
Brahman, like what Brahman has to do with those?
Conservative persons we are.
What Brahman has to do with those things?
Yeah, they believe in these things. It comes from heredity. We all see our parents to do that, so we also follow them.
No, I don't really believe in them. I feel everybody should be free to make their own choices.
Do you think sex education is important in India?
Of course, it's very important.
I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Obviously, people should be more open about sex, because just because we hide it, people are like curious about it, like what is it, it's so mysterious, people want to know about it more. But then when you open up and when you speak to people about sex and issues related to sex, I guess people will understand more when you speak about it. When you're not speaking about it, people don't know how to behave, how to address.
It is important. In India, it is important because people think really, in a very negative way about this sex education. They think it's more like pornography. People should know about everything, huh?
Yeah, well, definitely sex education is a very major issue, and me personally being a teacher, I feel that sex education is very important because 1.3 billion people doesn't born out of photosynthesis. So basically we should all have the common sense to control our population and not get into many diseases, STDs. So it's very important to open up these issues in schools, in public places, and create an awareness. So I think it's pretty important.
Very much important because the increasing rapes and our country is facing, it's just because of lack of sex education.
You should get every sort of education. That will make you even more better as a person and as a citizen.
You know what the problem is? In India, people have sex. People speak about sex, but then it's all in private. Like you'll see people sex chatting, but you won't see someone going up and having a group discussion on sex, because that is, like cursed. You people are talking about sex. You people are cursed. You people are bad, right? But that is the mindset that needs to change right now.
Many people are very illiterate about all these things. They think nonsense about all this stuff. That's why they must have the common literacy about these things.
We have such people who think sex is a crime, and before marriage people shouldn't take that word.
Yeah, just having a talk about sex
Mindset.
and having sex are both different things, and our society kind of confuses it. But it is very important to discriminate both the things, having sex and talking about sex, because I feel like talking about sex gives you more knowledge and more education about the whole process. Not just like going into bed and just having it. Practical से ज़्यादा theory काम आता है कभी-कभी.
But then I do feel कि we always say it is our society. We are making the society. I'm talking about sex right now just because you asked me, and I'm sure this is going on YouTube. So I would just like to say it. I would like to sound cool because I'm saying it on YouTube. Yeah. But then I would walk right away and go there and say, and if she talks up about sex, and I'll say, "Acha, fine, this is a public place. Hold your voice down." So that is very bad.
This kind of rape and all thing may be stopped.
I think sex education is really needed because to girls who are really small, like we have seen rape cases, we should just teach them what is good touch, what is bad touch. Exactly. So that's really important for a child to know that sex education is actually important.
Young people talking about sex is a bad thing, but then when old people talk about sex, it's a different thing, because they know much more, because they have already had it. So they can speak about sex because they are being educative, right? But then when young people talk about it, it's like a, how do you call it? It's a condemnation. Like, no, they cannot do it. It means that at night they, sleep with each other, something like that.
And thank you for being in our channel. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have anything to say, drop your comment on the comment box below. Till then, keep loving. What's up?
Hit the red subscribe button below and then press the bell icon to get notified each time we upload a new video. And never miss to say what's up.
Does PMS means prepared to make settle? But I'm sure it's called PMS because that's easy to say than estrogen-induced manic depressive bipolar disorder prone to fits of psychopathic rage. Please girls, don't throw hate on us, shower some love and keep screaming, "What's up?"